Okay, another day back at Hustler. Just lost 86,000, 87,000 last night. Got some chips to battle again. Do I have the most confidence in myself today? Absolutely not. But hey, I'm just gonna show up, try my best, and see what happens. If you guys want to play some online poker in the US, check out this lovely site, Club WPT Gold. Use the code Rampage here. I'm giving away $100,000 and hosting my own free roll for those who use the code to sign up. So scan the QR code, click the link in the description below, play some online poker in the US, and we're gonna get started right now. Everyone's already here, so let's get the action underway, and vamos. We start off with a $30,000 buy-in. It's capped at $30K for the first 2 hours, and then the chains are unleashed and it becomes uncapped. But today is a weird format. We're playing the ante game, so everyone antes $25 every single hand into the middle, while the button puts in 50. How it works is that it's $25 more to call, and the rest is normal, no limit. No blinds, no straddles, so I just expect a more tame game today. Yet an hour in, I'm involved where there's a bunch of limpers to me, and I'm on the button with Queen 8 suited. I'm trying to thin out the field, also try to build a pot. I raise it up to $600, and to be honest, guys, I literally have no idea how to play this format, but I'm going to try my best and pick it up as I go. We get 2 players to make the call, and the flop comes deuce, deuce, 6. Here, I don't expect either of my opponents to have anything too strong here, so when they check to me, I start off with a small bet of 700. Then this gets followed up by a check raise to 2,300 by Mike X. And notice that yellow button in front of Mike? That's the bounty game. And if he wins 2 more of those, he gets $1,000 from every single player at the table. So maybe he's getting a little out of line here. I make the call and see what happens on the turn, which comes another deuce. Now this board favors me a lot, and he starts off with a check, which might seem like a give up, so I'll try to represent a strong hand to either fold out ace highs or some random straight draws. I bet small, 2,100, and Mike comes along for a call, so I don't know how I'm going to see me winning this pot unless I hit a pair. River 9 of spades is very close to an 8, but I'm going to give up on my bluff now, and I luckily do as Mike had a full house. Don't think he was ever going to fold, but I go into the red to start off the day. 2 players start off with a limp here, which you're going to see a ton, and I look at a premium pocket kings. I raise up to 500, which gets 2 callers, and you got to love getting action with premiums. The flop is 6-5-4 rainbow, which is really not the board I was hoping to see. I don't put any chips in the middle, and action checks through. Turn comes a king. Wow, top set on a very connected board. I'm pretty torn between betting or checking here, but I opted for a check. An L comes through with a bet of $1,000. Mike takes his time but ends up folding, and now we've got to put some more money in the middle. I check raise to 3,500 as I think my hand needs some protection. I mean, there's so many draws out there, but then L just jams all in, music to my ears, and even more so when he announces that he's actually drawing dead. To my surprise, I'm actually going to win an all-in pot for once, something that hasn't happened in a while here, but this $24,000 pot is going to come my way, putting me right into the black about 90 minutes into sitting down. So let's hope for the run good to continue, and you can see I'm rocking this red code Rampage hat, repping the code to use on Club WPT Gold. This is America's best online poker platform, and if you live in the States, there are hundreds of poker games to play at any given time. So sign up by clicking the link in the description below and enter code Rampage during the account creation. You can join me on September 21st where I'm hosting a free roll tournament with a $100,000 prize pool. We just finished a round of stand-up where we ended up playing 11 hands and I didn't win a single one, which means I just took a hit of around $5,000 to my stack, which really hurts. But the first hand right after, I pick up pocket jacks in early position and decide to call for $50. Airball raises up to 500, then he gets 3 callers around, and it's time to spring on the trap. I make it $4,000 to go, and Nick just jams. Action folds to me. I'm snap calling this all day, Nick. We're going to run it one time. He says I'm ahead, but we've been here before. The last 2 videos I played, all-in pots with pocket jacks, I ended up chopping both. But this time that won't be happening because both Nick and myself like to run it one time. So let's play nearly a $40,000 pot. I've got the best of it, but anything can change once the 5 cards are dealt on their back.
Jack. Nope. And so Rampage stacks airball.
I somehow find a way to dodge an ace, and I swear that these days, it literally seems like my 70% equity is always inversed. But luckily, not this time. I'll take airball's chips and a huge sigh of relief from me as I win another big pot tonight. And just 10 minutes later, this doozy of a hand comes in. So Brittany has 2 buttons, so her winning a third hand in a row would net her an extra $8,000. So she starts off raising to $500. 2 opponents make the call, and I look down at a warm welcome sight of aces. I'm trying to keep my composure. I'm already thinking about what I'll spend these winnings on, but I raise it up to $3,000, and I'm expecting a lot of action. Surprisingly, Elle makes the call, and so does Brittany, so maybe we can get a massive pot brewing. The flop comes 10, 9, 7, all diamonds, and I recheck my cards for a diamond, and I'm ecstatic to see that I do have the ace of diamonds. So I continue with the bet of $3,000, and then Elle announces all in again. This is a $20,000 jam, and I'm going absolutely nowhere. And here comes a $50,000 pot, and I'm ahead once again. Can we please hold as we're going to 2 runouts here?
Elle in some trouble.
Yes.
Could hit a queen now, but that won't help him.
Twice.
Rampage wins the first board, and there's a diamond on the second board. So Rampage wins the second run out as well, and he's going to collect all of Elle's chips.
We end up holding, and this session is one I've been dreaming and praying for so long. I'm finally getting good hands and winning big pots to go along with it. Maybe, just maybe, the downswing is officially over now. 3 hours into the stream, I'm feeling confident, of course, and I see a call of $50, and I've got king, queen. It's time to raise it up to $600. This is followed by Jeff, who puts in another raise of $2,400. He's been playing so many hands, so I'm definitely not going to be folding here. I make the call. The flop comes queen 10-3. It's top pair. It's a great sight to see, and Jeff continues for a small bet of $2,000. And here, I'm just going to come along for a call. The turn comes the 5 of hearts, which really doesn't change much at all. And when Jeff bets again, this time to a much bigger size of $8,000, I don't think there's any part of me folding, and I plan to hold onto the river. I call again with the big pot brewing, and the river ace comes. This is actually probably the worst card to ever see at this point. So I check. Jeff ramps up the aggression to $19,000, and I'm really hating life right now and what has come. I probably call off all the time on the river, but this river card specifically seems way too bad for me. My brain logically walks through their hand and just talks myself into a fold. But somehow my hand just grabs chips and flicks in a call with the mind of its own? What am I doing? Jeff shows me the nuts. I'm steaming internally because literally, what am I doing? I feel like I went against my better judgment and gambled in a call, and then suddenly all the profit I just made today turned into complete dust. I just lit $19,000 on fire making a bad call. So I lose a big one, and I'll either try to regroup to get it together, or this pot will just send me into a whirlpool of tilt for the rest of the session. You can currently see the stats and leaderboards right now. This is something I'll post on a new app I invested in called Stack. It's poker's newest social community platform where players alike can share their experience and journey. I'll be posting my results real time on there before the vlogs come out. So if you want to follow along, click the link in the description below to download Stack. It'll mean a lot as this is my first poker app that I've been able to invest in and be part of a brand new project. This next pot I'm not involved in, but I just have to highlight the largest pot of the night, and it was actually insane. We got insane action with raising everywhere pre-flop, which ends up in Francisco going all in, airball jamming his $174,000 stack, then a snap call by Jeff, ballooning this pot up to $370,000. And then Audie ends up seemingly priced in to make the call off the rest of his stack. So it's nearly a $400,000 pot in a 4-way all-in. Oh my goodness. And even more incredible, of course, Airball will win this crazy flip, making him by far the biggest winner of the night so far. And Nick Airball with chips is a very dangerous opponent, especially with him on my left. And you can see right now from the leaderboards, it is Nick's game tonight. Everyone is down money, and Nick has just profited all of it. I'm barely surviving right now. I'm only up a modest 15,000 at this point. But we're back in the action and getting involved. We get a few calls and look down at a very playable 8-6 of hearts. This typically isn't really a hand I want to see multi-way, and I bump things up to 600. Now Jeff decides to limp raise me to 2,400, and well, you just saw him lose a $400,000 pot. You could imagine he might be a little bit steaming. I'm ready to give some action. I do make the call with 8 high. The flop is a glorious Jack 8-6. And Jeff bets out $2,000, and given all the dynamics here, I don't really want to raise and just scare off Jeff, so I make the call. The turn comes the ace of clubs, and it's definitely a card I either expect him to hit really hard of his exact hand or just continue barreling off with nothing. And he does precisely this by betting out 5,000, and I'm never folding once again. I make the call once more. The river is the 9 of clubs, so a backdoor flush gets there, but there's just no chance I'll ever fold to Jeff now. He bombs out $11,000. I stick to the plan, calling down, and it's amazing news. I win and get back on track, trying my best to book my first winning session at Hustler this year. Some of the pre-flop action in this next hand gets cut out, but I've got aces again, and this time Jeff has a chance to win the bounty game, so there's no better time to pick up a hand. With a few players to call, I bump it up to 2,000. Jeff makes the call, and now Francisco looks like he's in the blender, counting out his chip stack. I'm praying here he puts in more money into the pot, and he does exactly that by being all in. Oh my goodness, Francisco, you legend, and now this is amazing. I'm just trying to wait things out a little bit. I don't want to snap call and try to scare off Jeff, who's very incentivized to win this pot. So I kind of just counted 15 seconds before making the call. Sadly, Jeff doesn't really have much of a hand. And regardless, I am in amazing shape in this $54,000 pot. It is not every day you find yourself as a 93% favorite to win an all-in. So let's just hope for something safe, please. The flop couldn't have been better for my hand. I literally pick up the check mark here. And here we go, $54,000 coming my way. The past 2 hands couldn't have gone better, but it just doesn't stop there. As the very next shuffle, I pick up the premium 6-9 suited. We go into a multi-way limped pot, and the flop is 10-8-3. Flopping a straight draw, I decided to bet out 200 into the middle, but it's time to battle Jeff again as he raises me to 1,000. Given how much action Jeff has given today, I'm going to float and make the call with my naked straight draw. But the turn ace of clubs, oh my goodness. Here comes my combo draw coming into play. I check once again, and Jeff does not slow down. He actually ramps up the aggression to the maximum by betting out 4,000, betting 200% of the pot. And honestly, I'm a little scared here to call. It's clearly a pretty bad price to hit my draw, but I'm in a mood to gamble here, so let's make the call. And the river 7! The sneaky gut shot gives me the second nuts now. I check once again. Jeff, fire out, please. And he does exactly that, bombing 15,000 into the middle. Another massive overbet. And now I'm just trying to figure out how to win the maximum. I mean, a lot of the time, Jeff is just going to be bluffing like he has been the entire session. But maybe he could just have a strong hand and might not be able to fold. The funny thing is that a 9 was actually exposed pre-flop, so it's less likely I'm ever running into the nuts here. So I decided to get super greedy and announce all in, followed by a snap fold. I mean, looking at the graphics here, maybe I could have gotten more by like a min raise or something like that. But regardless, this is a very lucky river to see and one I'm very happy with taking down. For the last hand of the night, it's my turn to try and win the bounty game. I have won 3 in a row, and a 4th win in this hand will net me 2,000 from everyone at the table, so the bonus has increased. I have a very playable King 5 suited, and I bump things up to 4,000. Airball makes the call, and this is a bloated pot with $8,000 in the middle now. In the flop comes Jack 9-7 rainbow, a whole lot of nothing for me here, so I decided to check, and Nick checks it back. The turn ace of spades brings me the nut flush draw now, and I'm trying to get the maximum amount of folds possible. So I bet the size of the pot to 8,000. Bad decision. Nick has chips. He isn't much of a folder to begin with, and he's definitely not going to be a folder now. So let's hope to hit a spade, please. River 4 of diamonds, not the spade I was looking for. But I am faced with a decision here. Do I really want to bluff off king high for a very large percentage of my winnings now, literally on the last hand of the night? It's been announced. Once this hand is over, the stream is over and we're done racking up. So I decided to go against it and just give up. I mean, emotionally, I really wanted to lock up a win, my first win in literally 6 sessions here at Hustler this year. So I give up, and it's sad to see Nick had one of the few hands that might have had a chance to fold, although not guaranteed.
Here's the key chart. Airball up $330,000. Ridiculous. Rampage up almost 60. Jeff the Cash played a couple brutal pots and lost 164,000.
Hello, we're back. It's been so long since I've booked a win at Hustler, or actually it's been so long since I've been able to book a win at all. So huge sigh of relief, and back home and just forgot the feeling of what it's like to leave the casino with more money than I started with. And this is a huge win. So it's finally here. The day has finally come. I booked a winning session. Oh my goodness. It just took getting aces and all this. So end of the session, I was in the game for $80,000. I ended up cashing out for $138,500, which is a very solid win. It does not claw me out of the hole from last video that you guys saw in last session, but it is a step in the right direction. So thank you for watching this video. Shout out to little Groot, baby Groot in the background. He's just adorable. And I'll be playing again real time tomorrow, but in the next video, we're going to play even higher stakes. We're going to be playing on the Hustler Friday stream, and we've got a lot of grinders, a lot of battlers. So it's going to be a tough game, but wish us the best of luck. We're back in the cash game street, back to grinding. And I hope to report some better news in the next video. Thanks for following along.